So hello gamers, people are always like, what's a no recoil gun? Well, today I was like, maybe I should just get 5 no recoil guns, or 5 guns with very little recoil and just show you guys what they are. But yeah, let's get into it. So for our first gun, we have the AUG A3 Para. Now I have almost 600 kills on this, but I have not used it in a very, very long time. The last time I did a video on this gun was last like Halloween. So yeah, it's been a while since I've used it, but I can definitely tell you it has very little recoil. Basically imagine a AUG A3, but extra damage up close, a little bit more RPM, and extra no recoil because it's chambered at 9mm. So basically it's an AUG A3 in 9mm, which obviously 9mm, it's a decent amount smaller than 5.56 by 45mm. You got the slightly wider but very, very short rounds versus those slightly skinnier but very long rifle rounds, and altogether that makes it just have less recoil, I guess, to the point where like you just have a no recoil beam, literally less recoil than the AUG A3, and like the AUG A3 is so little recoil. I don't understand why like nobody really uses this. It's like an M4A1 upgrade. It does the same damage but has lower recoil, a better 3-hit kill range, like the same reload, a bigger mag. I don't know, if you have this gun, check it out. It is a very good gun. The M4A1 in my opinion is not like a super good gun, so this isn't going to be like the best gun in the game, but like it's going to be pretty good. It's definitely going to beat a lot of guns up close, considering it has 780 RP. Like, look at this recoil. It's so accurate at range. Let's just see this, all right? Look at the recoil. Next up, though, you got the AN94, which even with a muzzle booster is still very accurate. Like, maybe not quite as accurate, but I'll just show you what it does. When people think of no recoil guns, they usually think of the AN94, and that's because this thing has very, very surprisingly accurate recoil patterns, considering it's like an AK variant. But yeah, this is the recoil with a muzzle booster, by the way. With a muzzle booster. You know the thing that slightly increases your RPM but increases your recoil by like a very, very large amount. So if you just use like muzzle brake and stubby grip, you have like no recoil at all. It's ridiculous. You shoot slightly slower, but like who cares, dude? I only use the muzzle booster because you may as well. Like this thing is just so accurate. It's like, look at that. It has initial kick because it fires 2 rounds at 1800 RPM at the beginning of its spray. With 1800 RPM and a muzzle booster, you would think that it would have more recoil in that initial spray, but it doesn't. It just simply does not. And people are like, yeah, you got to use the DCO 120 so you can like, it doesn't matter. And that's why I definitely say this is one of the guns ever made. I'm gonna say it, it's one of the guns ever made. A lot of people might tell me that that's not true. Let me know in the comments if you think this is one of the guns ever made. But next up, you have another one of the AUGs, the AUG HBAR. The AUG HBAR with 223 is like, it is accurate on another level. The other level is the velocity. This has like the velocity of like an AUM. It's ridiculous. Even with 223, like what? AUM velocity, but it's automatic and it also is so accurate. This one is fair and balanced, as you could probably tell. It's funny because it used to have even less recoil, and then they nerfed it, and then they nerfed it again. But then when you put 223 on it, it basically went back to no recoil. It has like a little bit of recoil without 223. With 223, it's basically like negligible recoil. It's kind of crazy. Just remember to put that whatever sight, that muzzle brake, that stubby grip, 223, whatever laser you want. I use tri-laser because I have so many kills on this gun. It just becomes one of those guns. It's just one of the guns ever made. I'm not afraid to say it. It is one of the guns ever made. And also, if you can't control the small amount of camera recoil that's basically non-existent, it also is an LMG, so it comes with all tank. I just hit markered a guy from like 500. Oh my gosh, I headshot. It's so weird. People are always trying to do like, here's this no recoil gun. People have asked for no recoil setups for the MAC-10. They got me messed up sincerely if they think I can do that. It's not even possible, man. But the AUG HBAR, sure, yeah. Still can't one-shot though, so all these guys are gonna kill me. With their BFG 50s, I really miss the hits to kill though. Like, they completely nerfed it. It used to be able to like 4-shot torso all ranges, 3-shot up close. The damage is completely nerfed. I mean, 223 is great and all, but I really miss the old HBAR. It's still good though. I'll say it one more time. It's definitely one of the guns ever made. Next up though, you have a surprisingly accurate gun, the MP40. Now this is with a pretty bad setup for no recoil, but this thing is surprisingly accurate, and I thought I put it on the list just because, man, the MP40 needs some love, you know? Again, it is one of the guns ever made. It's basically just an M3A1 that does a little bit less damage. I mean, quite a bit less damage. Still has terrible velocity, but fires faster, and it's honestly just more accurate. Oh my gosh, I just got this thing. I spawned in and I got shot to 5 HP. Probably a limb hit with the BFG, and that creates like the weirdest thing where like your entire screen is red instead of just the corners. It's such a weird bug, but you literally have to get shot in the split second that you spawn. If the spawns weren't broken, it wouldn't be a big deal. Actually, to be fair, I squad deployed, so technically it's not Phantom Force's fault. It's okay. Feels kind of weak at times though, not gonna lie. Is it just every gun that's like feeling weak for me today? Because I feel like every single gun, it's just feeling so weak to me. Hey, BFG user killed. Why is he using pistol grip? I have seen pistol grip more than skeleton grip on the BFG, and that kind of confuses me because it's the BFG. Recoil doesn't matter. I don't even think rotational recoil would be a problem. And also there is the thing that skeleton grip would be way better. Pistol grip makes your aim down sight speed slower. Skeleton grip increases it. So basically it's like double the increase. But yeah, for a 45 ACP P2W, which by the way, I just hit markered from like 500 studs away, it is so accurate, especially considering my setup, which is kind of a bad setup. If it had stubby grip, then it would be way more accurate, but even then. But yeah, for a final gun, we have a carbine, the SCAR P2W, which has some initial kick, but it's actually super accurate. The camera recoil is really what does it to you. Like, if you actually look at it, it's super accurate. Tell me I have a stubby grip. Yeah, I do. So yeah, I mean, like, if you really look at it, it's like the initial kick and the vertical camera kick, but it's not the recoil. Like, the actual accuracy is not like that. If you don't know what that means, go watch my advanced stats video. I explain all the stats in that video. Maybe I'll put it in the top right or whatever. But yeah, this is definitely a certified one of the guns ever made. I feel like this is probably better than a lot of the other SCARs. In my opinion, it's better than the SCAR H and the SCAR L. I don't know. I just really don't like the other SCARs. I used to use the SCAR H, but that was like years and years ago. I don't really know why. Oh my gosh. The default intervention gaming. I can kind of see why people only use like default intervention sometimes. I'd probably put a skeleton grip on it because like this is some horrendous aim down sights, but that's just my opinion. If you look at my intervention, the only thing I think it has is the skeleton grip. But yeah, very accurate overall. Obviously low muzzle velocity because I believe it's another 9mm. No, it's 5.56 because it has 223. Okay, it's weird that this thing is how it is because it doesn't really feel like a 5.56 gun. But yeah, do we have time for a bonus gun? What's a really low maybe the SKS. Okay, so if you use like muzzle brake and full stock, I could probably use stubby, but this is probably enough. Basically, if you use this setup for the SKS, this is what makes the SKS actually good. The tappy SKS damage, it's not very good, right? But now this is where it actually becomes good because it's so incredibly accurate with like a full stock and stuff. And 480 RPM, that's all right. If you can click it at 480 RPM or about that, then it's pretty good. Also, it doesn't have like this slowdown thing that the Mark 11 has. You have to have a decent trigger finger. My CPS is not good. I can probably peak at like 6 CPS, so yeah, it's not very good. The recoil of this thing, it's just so low. The fire rate isn't super high, but it's high enough to actually be viable like this. It's not hard to shoot it this fast, but shooting it this fast is very, very good, right? Because it just does so much more damage than other guns. At range, it really holds up. Like, the multis are all right. All right, let's see this accuracy from range at full RPM, by the way. Full RPM. That is the accuracy of it from that far away. Let's look at it from this far away. Wow, this is so inaccurate. Wow. That's pretty fair, right? Yeah, that's some fair and accurate recoil. I feel like it's this fact that makes the SKS kind of slept on. Not for your average guy who's like, oh, I'm just gonna like shoot it like one shot every 50 million years. It's the guy with the trigger finger. That's the guy you need to be afraid of. He will remove you from the game. But yeah, I have 900 kills on the SKS. I used to use the ACOG SKS so much. It was back when attachments didn't actually have kills that save, but I can see how many kills I got on the gun, and I don't use the gun, but I have 900 kills, so I'm assuming I used it for a while. But yeah, pretty cool gun. I give it a nice thumbs up. That was it for bonus gun. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure to recommend your no recoil guns down in the comments, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.